information about our company. So by using this edit option, we need to add images, profiles, everything has to be updated here. After that, in the settings, there are two main settings, which is like a roles and permission, and then the futures. In the futures, so what, here we need to customize all the models. So for example, if I want to customize a contact or a company form, then we need to go for, then we need to come to futures. Within the futures, we have a settings for contact and company, all other models. So whatever the models we are going for a settings, then all the settings will be available in that area, futures. So for example, here in the contact menu, so for example, if I go for a contact menu, there we have a default fields and also the custom fields. So default fields in sense, whenever we trying to create a contact, these are the fields are which is available already. So if I want to create a new fields, then I need to go for the custom fields. Within the custom fields, we can create as much as fields here. So based on our need, we can create a multiple fields here. So I will show an example here. I will duplicate the screen. So any model requires configurations, we need to go for the settings. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I'm not sure if someone is recording this meeting, and then we'll be asking for a copy of the recording.
Sir, actually, we have a demo video for that, sir. We will share the video regarding that, sir. Uh, is it okay for you, sir? We have a demo video for that, sir.
Yeah, I think I kind of watched the demo video, but not as extensive as this discussion. From not if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, we can at least get a recording for this, and then we'll be using this to onboard the other users of the app.
Okay, sir. Actually, the admin part is like those who are doing the admin part, they can use it, sir. Once the technician part, we have already documentation for that. Once we share the documentations, you can go through the documentation. Within the documentation, we are saying each and every step for the technician, sir.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm also good with that, so long as we can. This is something we can go back to in terms of the admin, editing, all this good stuff.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So before going to the models, we will start from the settings. In the settings, we have account futures and role permission. These are the main settings we need to keep. So for in the account informations, we are editing all the informations like profile image or a business account, any informations which is related to our organization, we need to customize all those things in that account part. So here the main part is like a main settings is like a futures. So whenever we need a customization for the models which we had, we need to come in the settings, futures. Within that, we need to customize the models. So for example, if I want to customize a contact form, then I need to go for the contact settings. Just like that, we need to go for all the settings, the menus which is related to that settings. Here, if I want to change the name of the model, so in your account it says job. I already renamed the model to service. So in your organizations, if you want to change the model from job to services, sir, could you please give a minute, sir? Only 1 minute, sir.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. So in the contact settings, so for example, if I want to rename the model of any models, then I need to go for this model. So for example, I already renamed the job to services. I edit this model, and then if needed, I can change the model name. So for example, I want to call this model name as a job. Here I named the job model name as job. So once I click update, then the job models will be renamed accordingly. So just like that, we can rename the model. So if I want to customize the settings of the model, then I need to go for the settings. In that settings, we are keeping just model name like a default fields. Whatever the fields comes in the model, all the fields will be comes here. And also we can create a custom fields for our organizations. Here there is an option to create a custom fields. So by using this, we can create a custom fields. So for example, while creating the job, we need to add some informations related to our job. Then we can create a custom fields to add those fields also. So for that, we are using the futures. So if any model requests customization, then we need to come in the futures. In the futures, we are providing such options. So here in that menu, we could see there is a contact and company. In the contact settings, we could see only the three menus. So in the job menu, we could see multiple settings. So based on that, so for example, if I want to set the ID for the job, then I need to go for the job ID model. So whenever the job is created, those unique ID will be generated. So we may say that the job ID will be start from 500, then we need to change here so that the job whenever the job is created, the job number will be increased based on the number we provided here, sir. So just like that, we keep all the settings. Once we go for the job model, we will go through the settings why it helps, sir, where it helps. So other than that, here the third setting is called roles and permission. In the roles and permissions, we need to create a roles for our service engineers or our users. Here we need to create the users. For once we invite the users, we need to provide the roles for all the users. So here is a block. We need to create the roles for the users. So if I want to create a new role, then I need to click add role. After that, I need to name the role. So just like that, we need to provide the role name. After that, click the green icon. Once I click that icon, the role's name will be added. After that, we need to provide the permission for all the models. So if I turn on this model, then the users menu will be appeared in his account. Other than that, no menus will be appeared in his account because all the menus are right now still it is turned off. So we need to provide the permissions accordingly. Here, in all the menus has a manage all options. If you could see that there is a contact and also the location, every menu has a manage all locations. What that means, here if I turn on the contact for the accountant, now he could see there is no contact in his, he could see only the contact model. Within the contact model, he couldn't see any contacts. Here, if I click provide a create contact, now what happens? He can able to create the contact. Other than that, just like that, other options like edit and delete. What happens if I provide manage all contacts? Which means whatever the contact which account has, all the contacts will be visible to him. If I want to remove his permission to see to restrict the contacts for this user, then I need to remove this option. Then what happens? Whatever the contacts which is created by him, only visible to him. Okay, so based on that, we need to provide the options. So for example, take example as a first service engineer. Here, there is a job model. Whenever the job was assigned, he could see the job first. In the job menu, I turn on the job model. So what happens? Once I turn on this job model, the job will be visible to his account. Right now, the job model only visible to him. So after I'm providing this manage all job, whatever the jobs we created for all the users, all the jobs will be visible to him. But thing is like for the service engineer, he would see his jobs only whatever the things which is assigned to him. So that we remove this option. And then he need to perform the job. For performing the job, we need to provide this option, change job status, so that he can able to perform the job in his mobile. So accordingly, we need to provide all the permissions, sir. So other than that, we are having the email settings. In that email settings of right now, all the emails will be sent under the name of our field organizations. If I want to change the email ID under our organization, then we need to configure the email within the account. So if it is a Gmail, then click the Gmail account. Here we are providing the instructions to how to configure this username, password, how to provide that. All those instructions will be available in that manual guide. Then you can see the manual guide accordingly, change the provide all those informations. Once I click update changes, hereafter all the informations will be sent under the name of our organization. So other than that, here there is a location option where it helps the location option. So for example, right now I created the two location. Yes, sir.
So just going back on the email settings. So when we say communication will come from whatever is registered there,
Yes,
so
sir.
this means, so say if a notification will be sent out for a job that we did,
Okay, sir.
this is what you're referring to. This is how it's
Yes,
gonna
sir.
look like, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if there's a job that is bound to be done today, um, and we choose Gmail. So say it's Gmail. We have a G Suite account.
Okay,
So
sir.
definitely we'll choose Gmail, right? So if we choose Gmail, will it ask for us whose information are we going to put in here? All the
Uh,
admins or just one of the users of
so
Gmail?
just one of the company informations. We have an email for the company, right, sir?
Well, we have a distro,
Yes, sir.
but we also have individual emails. So
No, no problem. There is no problem over the individual, sir. Just we need to provide that main account. So, for example, consider the field is that main account. So, I am sending all the emails under the name of field. So, the users, those who have created, that's not a matter, sir. Only thing is we need to configure the email the company has.
okay.
Uh,
And then what does this radio button use TLs? What does that do?
So every account has some informations regarding. If it is a Gmail, we need to turn on this option, sir. Otherwise, some email provide no need to turn on this option. So accordingly, for example, if it is 12 it's ingrained, just like that, we need to provide the information, sir. For Outlook, no need to provide anything. Just directly, we need to connect the Microsoft account. For Rediff Mail, we need to provide either uses TLS or not. So in a Gmail, we are providing it just in a way, sir. Use the TLS option.
Um, how about the WhatsApp and other
So for WhatsApp, we need to go for the settings. In the settings, we keep information menu called notification. In that notification, we need to configure the WhatsApp. Before configure the WhatsApp, we need to have a page in the Facebook, sir. So if I click new account, it will request me to take it to the Facebook page. So once I need to connect with my Facebook, after that I need to integrate the WhatsApp, sir.
I see. Okay, so it has to be connected to a Facebook account
Yes,
that
sir.
has WhatsApp activated, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
So do you have already WhatsApp business account, sir?
I don't think so. That's something that we would need to look into.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. No problem. Here, and also the email notification also be there. Here, once I click the sync option, all the templates will be loaded in the corresponding model. Either it is a job or a AMC or an invoice. Based on that, the email will be triggered to the customers. So, for example, once a job is created, this email will be sent to that customer. So, if I don't want to send the email to the customer, then I need to turn off this option, sir. So once I turned off, the email will be stopped sending to the customer whenever the job is created. So just like that, we can turn off the email settings, sir. So right now,
And
I turned on all the options. So what happens based on the triggers, models trigger. So for example, if the job was rescheduled, then the email will be sent to the customer.
okay. And if the WhatsApp has been associated to the account, there will also be these options, right?
Yes,
To
sir.
know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For that also, once the account is connected with the Facebook, after that, we need to integrate that payment. After that, once everything is completed, here we are generating the templates for your account, sir. So some of the templates were generated automatically once I click the sync option. Here, once account is connected, we have a sync option here. Once I click the sync option, what happens? All the templates will be loaded into your WhatsApp account. There also was some trigger options. So whenever the job is created, WhatsApp also sending some info message to the customer through WhatsApp. Does that make sense, sir?
Yeah. And then the in-app notification, is this through the customer portal or how does it go?
Oh no, sir. Enough notification is like, for example, whenever my technician complete the job, or whenever trying to create the code or anything, whatever he did, all the enough notifications will be received to the admin end, sir. Just like that. The visit completed, visit started, who the follow up is completed, follow up event, everything will becomes in the in-app notification.
So these are internal notifications then.
Yes, sir.
Nothing that
Yes, sir.
goes to the customer, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. I'm good on this view.
Okay, sir. So here the location part, I will complete the settings part within the location, sir. Here, just now, the only one locations will be created whenever you onboard on the account. The only first locations will be created automatically. After that, so location is then considered this is like a branches. If our organization has a multiple branches, then we can segregate the data based on our organization. Okay, I will show an example, sir. Here, I have a job model. Within the job model, I could see there are 152 jobs are there. I want to see only the jobs which is belongs to one branches. So for that, whenever the two branches created, here we have an option to see the data locations, which means branches. Consider this is a branches. For example, I have a branch in this location, another branch in this locations. Here, once I uncheck this option, when I click apply, the jobs which is belongs to this location will be visible in that area. Okay, sir. Just like that, we can segregate the jobs. Does that make sense, sir?
Yeah, and then when we select two or more locations, all the jobs under those selected locations will also be shown here, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right now, I select only one location. If I select two locations, then all the jobs will be visible based on the locations.
Okay.
Okay. So how to assign a location whenever the job is created or asset? If I go for the asset model, within that we have a location option, which means so here we have a location field within the drop down. So for example, the customer is saying requesting one services which is belongs to the another location. For admin is creating in the main admin is creating a service in the main location, but he can assign this job to another location by using this drop down selection. Okay, so that the job was segregated based on the location. This is like a branches. Here we have a asset location, which means this is like a customer location. Okay, sir.
And what is the difference? Sorry.
Okay, so for example, I have a customer. He's requesting one service belongs to another location. So for example, I have a two location. Consider here I have a two branches. One is like in a Jumeirah, another thing is like a T Nagar. This is like another example. I have created locations T Nagar. So for example, my admin is having an option. Admin account is having in this Jumeirah. So he is receiving one complaint from the person like any name. So there is Aditi apartment. They are raising one issue regarding the press service. So that with this account, this contact name belongs to which branch? I need to mention which branch. So, I create the per service. After that, here we need to assign the location of the customer where they are located. I need to select the location. Okay. Once I create the asset here, right now I could see there are 36 assets are there, right, sir? So I want to see only the locations, which is only the assets which is belongs to this location. Click apply. Then only one asset will be visible here because this is a locations which this asset belongs to T Nagar location. Okay, sir.
So just for clarity and alignment, what do we mean by asset? Is it a job? Is it a task? Is it
It is,
an
it is like
inventory?
a no, sir. Right now in our service we don't use asset. Asset is like we are keeping the equipment, sir, recording the equipments in the asset. So, for example, we have a machine called Flycatcher, right, sir? Assume that. Imagine we are having a Flycatcher machine. We are selling this machine to our customers, so that we need to keep the tracking of the warranty. So that we need to add all the equipments under the assets. Does that make sense, sir?
Yeah, I'm trying to align that on the services that we offer. So when we say asset, this is something that we offered to a client, and then we're keeping track of warranties.
Yes, sir. Warranty instance, this is like a yeah, this is like exactly the warranty. For that AMC, we need to create the AMC in the AMC model. I will show an example, sir. Just leave that part, sir. I will give an example. The entire part comes.
Okay, sure.
Okay, sir. So, do you have any doubt in the settings, sir?
Yeah, just one question there. Apparently I was assigned as the owner
Okay,
of
sir.
the app. Is there any way we can change that? I can be an administrator and then change the owner to my brother here who's also on the call.
Oh, yes, sir. We can change it, sir.
Yes, please do. Keep
Okay,
me as an administrator and then switch the owner account to my brother.
okay, sir. For example, you are saying that by default, my name is saying that you're in the account owner role. For that, I need to change the role to administrator. For that, what we have to do, already we created the account for you. Just edit the information in that user, sir. In the user and teams, we need to add all the users. First, we need to invite the users here. So before that, I want to change the informations. We want to share this information to your brother. For that, we need to edit that account and then change the email, phone number, everything, and then click save. So the account name will be changed. The account owner belongs to your brother. After that, you have to invite the user. By using this invite user, we need to either the invite users can be done in two ways. One is like email, another thing is a mobile number. My suggestion is to be invite the user through email. So once user is invited, we need to provide the name and then the email address and then the role. The role will be anything which we created in the roles and permission in the settings. All the roles will be visible here. So based on the role, we need to provide. So for example, I want to provide a role as a service engineer. Once I click the send invite here, I created the two branches. That is why it's keep asking the select the primary location, which means this user belongs to which location, either this location or this location. Then he can access only this location data. Okay, we have a two branches. In the two branches, we are having a three members in the two measures each. So for that, they have to see only the jobs which is belongs to their location. That is why we are providing the location access for that for them, sir. So once click the send invite, the invite will be sent like that, sir. So here we are inviting the user by using the email ID. After that, the status will be invite sent. Still, the user can't be able to access the account in his mobile. Once the status is getting active, then only he can able to access the account in his mobile app. Yes, sir.
Yeah, on that view, how can we select one user to be the owner of the account?
So by default, here the one account is already created in your account. So for example, when I log into my URL, after that I am entering a username and password. Here in the user and teams, if I could see what there is only one user in your account right now, right, sir?
At this point, I already added some users, admin, and other roles, but I
Okay,
want
sir.
to switch the ownership
Okay.
to
So for that, just edit the information, sir. Here there is edit informations, and then click edit. Then change the name of your brother, sir. Instead of your name, change the brother of your brother name, and then the email. Finally, click save changes. After that, the name the role will be credited to your brother. Okay, sir. Then invite yourself, sir.
So, okay.
Okay. Or please share with us. We will help you to shift that account name, sir.
Okay, I will try it out first, perhaps, and
Sure,
then
sir. Sure, sir.
if anything goes wrong, we'll reach out. So
Sure,
we'll
sir.
change the name and then the email address.
Yes, sir.
So if I change the email address there, will I be removed from the system?
For what, sir?
If I change the email address there, which was originally under my email address, if I change it to my brother, who's already part of the system, what will
Yes, sir.
happen? Will it
Okay.
show that he has two accounts?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For that, it will says that the email was already taken. For that, we need to just like that we can do this, sir. For example, this is your brother. This is your account right now, right, sir?
Okay.
Okay. So for as of now, just edit your brother account first, and then change email ID like that, sir. What happens if I'm trying to do that means, so for example, I'm copying my brother name and then trying to change my owner name. So for that, if I do that, what happens? It says this email it is already taken. Yes, sir.
Correct.
So for that, we need to do like that. So for example, I need to edit my brother account first. After that, add anything in that within that. Just like that, I put a hyphen. After that, click save changes. Once I click the save changes, what happens now? He can't able to access his account, but we can change the owner name here. Here, I'm trying to change the owner name. Like here, if I put Manish, then the name will be changed accordingly, sir. So just like that, we can rename the account name, sir. After that, you can edit your email in the Manish account. Okay, sir.
So we will just change
Yes, sir.
exchange email, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So and we can do that directly, right? I can put my email or okay, we'll just test it out. We'll just do trial and error. But
Okay, sir.
eventually we can change both, correct?
Yes, sir. We can change both.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Give a minute, sir. I changed the account name. That is why it's getting loading. Sir, do you have any doubts in the settings, sir? Hello, sir.
I'm good so far, thank you.
Okay, sir. Do you know how to invite the users and how to assign the roles and permission for the users? Here we have another options called Teams. So within that, once we invite the users, so for some users, they may not receive the email to log into their account. Until that, the status will be invite sent. Once the status is invite sent, we need to make them as active to use that account, sir. Otherwise, they can't be able to access the account in the mobile app. So for that, we can able to create a password behalf of them. So by using this option, by using the copy invite link, so by pasting the invite link in the another URL, you can simply set the password for them. So if they didn't receive any email to set up a password for their account, so behalf of them, we can create a password for them, sir. Okay, so just like that, just go for the settings. Within the settings, click. So those who are having invite user account, they have an option like copy invite link. Once I copy the invite link, I set a password, then the status will be changed as active. Then only they can able to access this account in as a mobile app or a web. So once the user is invite sent, they can't be able to use their account, sir. It still say they need a permission to use the account. Okay. So here another option is called Teams. Here, so for example, I have a service team along with the 5 members. Within the 5 members, I assign one person as an admin. So for that, we need to create a team. Whenever the service is assigned to the team, we can assign a service to the technician or the team. So here we need to create a team first. So for that, so there, for example, I would call as a service team. So within that, we need to assign the user. So in the team section, so for example, I need to go for the service team and then I need to assign the user. For assigning the user, I need to select the user from the user list which we created in the team. So those who are going for that service team, I need to select all the service members. So for example, Manish is a service person, and also there is another person is called Iqbal. So I want to give Iqbal as admin role so that he could see all the users under him. So for example, Iqbal is the person who is assigning the job to this person, so that I'm providing the role as a team admin. There are only two roles here, the user and also the team admin. Who is having the power of team admin can able to see all informations they have under the users. So for example, I assign the users. By default, this person have all the provisions. No need to provide any restrictions on that because he is account owner. He doesn't have any provisions or any restrictions. So, but these two users have some restrictions. So, for example, I say like the Manish and Iqbal don't have access all the contacts. Those persons can have see only the contacts which is assigned to them, which means whatever the contacts created by himself, they can able to be. But whenever I assigned as a team admin, so for example, here I assigned the Iqbal as a team admin, what happens? Right now, still he don't have the manage all options in the roles and permission, but he could see the data of Manish because in the team section, he is the team admin. That is why we are allowing to see the data of the Manish also. Does that make sense, sir? What I'm trying to convey?
Sounds clear.
Yes, sir. Now we will go to the model, sir. So do you have any doubts in the settings, sir?
Clear so far. So later on, I have a question about the
Sure,
forms.
sure. Sure.
Comes along with the job. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Here, the first thing is like leads part. In that leads part, I will duplicate the screen first. So because here, whenever the model starts, we need to go for the settings. So before going to the lead parts, here we have a dashboard. Within the dashboard, we are recording all the informations about the services and the revenue we collected for the weeks under the jobs, whatever was assigned today or overdue jobs, all the job status will be visible here. Here, the number of users are clocked in, or number of users are clocked out, number of users are yet to clock in. All those data will be available here. Here, all whatever the leads we added in the lead form, all the leads will be visible here. Based on the pipeline, we can segregate the leads. Here, whenever the new leads arrive, we need to assign the leads to the specific pipeline so that we can segregate the leads. So, what are the pipelines? Which how many leads are there? In which stages our leads are available? Right now, in the hydraulic pipeline, I have a lead, only one lead, which is in a closed one, which means this lead is already closed and also one. So that this lead is available in the closed one. If I go for that horizon pipeline, here also some leads are there, and also so just like that, we need to track and the pipeline where the leads are available. Here in the Jumeirah lead pipelines, I could have 4 leads. Within the 4 leads, 2 leads are available, the new leads, and also one lead is in a site visit schedule. Another thing is a site visit completed. Just like that, we can segregate the data, sir. Here, AMC renewals. What are the renewals we have upcoming is going to expire. Everything will be listed here. And also the AMC jobs. In a month, how many jobs are scheduled, how many jobs are completed, how many jobs are pending, all those things will be visible here. And also the quotation and invoice. So whenever the quotation is created here, we can follow up the quotation. What are the quotations are expired, so that we can follow up the clients to get the convert to the invoice. So just like that, invoice also be created, we can follow up the invoices to collect the payment from the client. So all those informations are available in the dashboard. Other than that, the first thing is a lead part. In that lead part, in our account, it says the first thing is in lead part. Here, we have some options to organize the tables. So here there is a table section. Within the table section, we can customize the table columns. So for example, here we are keeping the customer column as a first column. For that, we can, using this option, here every table, not the lead alone, every model has a table settings. So before the new lead button, there is an icon, the column customization, which means we can drag the column, any column to a move on first or last. So for example, if I want to move this customer column to third, by using this option, we can simply move this column to third column. If I want to hide anything, just for example, if I want to hide the form, then I remove this option, uncheck this checkbox. After that, click apply. What happens? The customer column will be moved on third column. After that, the form also be disappear from the table column. Just like that, we need to use the customize column settings option to customize the table. Here, other than that, if I want to import the data, by using this import option, I can import all the leads, existing leads, which means, so here, every model has an import option along with a sample file. There we have a download sample file. By using this download sample file, once I click the download sample, here I need to So once I click the download sample file, within that, we are keeping some header informations. Within the header informations, based on that, we need to provide the data. Here, when I'm trying to open the file, there we have a name, which means lead name, and the contact number, email, lead owner, priority. Every information has to be pre-filled. After that, we can import the data in our account. By using this upload option, select the sheet which we want to upload. So just now I download the data, assume that I added all the leads within the sheet, then I trying to import the data. Once I click the import option, here click the continue option. After that, I need to map the fields. So for example, here I have a field called name. In the spreadsheet, I have a same name column so that I selected the data. Just like that, we need to select all the fields. After that, click continue. So once I click import, the data will be imported in the corresponding lead model. So just like that, we need to import the data. So other than that, there is another option also, export options. By using this export option, I can select the user who have to receive the email. So for example, account owner want to receive the data export of all the leads, then click this option and then click export. So once I click export, all the data will be sent to an email. Sir, are you trying to import anything in the account, sir?
No, this is just connecting the FB to make use of
Okay,
the
sir.
WhatsApp function. I just got the
Okay,
error
sir.
message. Please.
Okay, so for that, can you keep the URL as app.getfeely.com, sir?
Sorry, you
Just
add what again?
sorry, sir.
What did you say I need to do?
Okay, sir. For that, just change the URL, sir. Just like that, change the URL name. I will show you, sir. App.getfeely.com. Instead of the URL which we provided for connecting the WhatsApp account, we need to follow the rules, sir. So they are allowing only the WhatsApp to connect the WhatsApp account by using this URL. So just type the URL in account. After that, you can try to connect the Facebook account, sir. The same account will be open, sir. No account will be changed. The thing is, URL will only be changed. Have you tried that, sir?
You're trying it now. Let's proceed. That's fine.
Okay. Okay. So first thing is like in that export option, I select the email ID. After that, the email will be sent to the corresponding person for those who want to receive the email. So the email will be all the data will be sent under the email with the Excel report, so that he can directly download the report from his email account. So here we have a filter option. By using this filter, we can filter out all the leads option. So for example, I want to filter out the leads based on the lead owner. By clicking this lead owner, the lead owner will be pop up on this section. By using this option, for example, I want to list out the leads which is belongs to the lead one, which means he is the one created all the leads. So I want to see all the leads which is belongs to him. Then I click apply. The leads will be visible here. So just like that, we need to use the add filter option, and then we can segregate the data. Now, I'm going to create a new lead. So do you have any doubts in the table customization, why we are keeping the settings, how to export, how to import, and then the column customization, add filter? Okay, fine. Here I have a new lead option. Within the new lead, I can create it a new lead. So just now I'm going to create a new lead. After that, I'm adding the contact number here. Here also we can segregate the leads based on the location, which means the branches. The company has a multiple branches, so these leads goes to this branch. I can simply select this location. So after that, if customer has any email, then we can provide it. Otherwise, we can left as it is. But I want to customize the lead form. How to do that? For that, I need to go for the settings. In that settings, I need to go for the futures. So in the future, we have a lead settings. Here in the lead settings, I want to customize the fields. How to customize a lead form? These are the fields are default fields, which means whenever I'm trying to create a new lead, some of the fields will be populated here. These are the fields are default fields. If I want to add any additional fields, then I need to go for the settings, futures. Within the lead settings, there is a block called custom fields. Here I already created the two fields. Just now I will delete those two fields. I'm going to create a new fields to collect the informations about the customer. So for example, we are providing the per service. For the per service, we need to know that what are the services the customer requesting. For that, we need to create a new field, which is like either drop down or a checkbox. So before that, once I click the add field, the fields will be pop up like that. After that, I need to provide the label name, which is like a per service. After that, Here, the default field type field type will be text. I need to change the field type as a select drop down, which means I can select the data from the drop down. So once I select the single select option, after that the field will be populated in that form. Here, the per service field will be showing here. Within the drop down, still now I didn't add any option. That is why it's showing that empty. For that, we need to go for the add option. In the add option, I could add all the data one by one, which means general per service. The customer is if customer is requesting a general per service, then I can select this option. If it is a termite service, I could add all the services just like that. So once I provided, then I can make them as a mandatory also. Whenever I try to create a new lead, I need to select this option. So if I turn on this option, without the data, I can't be able to save the leads. So just like that, all the feed has a customizer option. So for example, if I want to turn on the mandatory as an email, without providing the email, I can't be able to create the lead. Here, we can't change the field type, but we can change the field name. In the default fields block, we can change the field label name alone, but not the field type. Other than that, if I don't want multiple fields like existing fields, by simply clicking this option, I can hide the fields also. If I hide this tag field, then the tags fields will be disappeared from the form. So just like that, we can customize the form fields by using the settings, futures, lead settings option. Okay, so all the fields can be customizable, all the models can be customizable. Now I need to select the data. So for example, if I'm trying to create a new lead, here the options will be visible: general per service or a timer service. Here I select the data. Now I create the lead. What happens? Some customers request both data also, right? Right now here I could see I can able to select only one data, but some customers require two type of services. So for that, we need to select the field type accordingly. Here I'm going to create another field. I'm showing the examples of what are the fields, field type available, how it helps. And then I need to select the multi-select drop-down. Within the multi-select drop-down, I add the options as so just like that, I created the service, new field, and along with the multiple select dropdown. Here, what happens? I can select multiple options from the dropdown instead of selecting only one. So based on that, we need to use the field serve. Okay. So finally, I create the lead. So once I create the lead, those data will be visible in the top. So just like that, why we are adding that field in that there are two drop down fields we added. Still now it is not populating in the column. So for that, we need to go for the column customization. Within the column customization, I need to enable this two column first, multi-select and also the per service. After I click the apply button, then I could see the columns in the data. Okay, so here there are the two columns which will be available. After that, by using this add filter, whatever the fields which is added by checkbox or a radio button or a select drop down, those fields will be available in the add filter. Whatever the fields which is created by text or a text area number, those fields can be searchable. So for example, I created a new field along with the field type as a text. So those fields will not be available in the add filter. By using the search option, we can search the data. Other than that, I selected two fields as a drop-down fields. That is why the two fields will be available in the add filter. So in the future, I want to list out the data, whatever the customers we are providing the per service, general per service. So for that, I select the multi-select services. Within the multi-select services, I need to select the, so for example, I select the per service. I click apply. Once I click apply, so whatever the service which is belongs to the leads, those service only visible to user. Just like that, we can filter out the data. Okay. So whenever I trying to create a new lead, here I could see there are two fields, which is like a pipeline and also the new pipeline stages, which means we are providing a multiple services. Based on that, we can segregate the data by using the pipeline. Within the pipeline, we can create a multiple stages. How to create a pipeline and how to assign a stages within the pipeline. Here, there is a settings part called pipeline. In that pipeline, we need to create a new pipeline first. So once I click the new pipeline, here the default and title name will be displayed here. By using this pencil icon, by clicking this pencil icon, once I can change name the, here I can't call this a pest control pipeline. So once I click the option, the title will be renamed. After that, these are the stages, are predefined stages. We can rename the stages name. After that, we can create a multiple stages. Within that, so for example, I want to name it as a follower. So once the new lead arrives, the other stage is a follower. So that I created the follow-up stage along with the color. So once I added the color, after that, click save. So here the new stages will be created and then it is goes to in progress. Finally, after the in progress, I need to add another stages, which is like estimate. And then I need to set up a color for that block. After that, I click save. What happens? The stages also be created within the pipeline. Now, if I'm trying to create a new lead or which is existing lead, I can select the pipeline. So for example, and then I select the number, then I select the pipeline here, which is like pest control pipeline. Every time when I try to create a new lead, but I want this pipeline to be the default. So for that, I need to select this pipeline will be the default pipeline. Then what happens? Every time I'm trying to create a new lead, this pipeline will be set as a default pipeline. After that, we can set the new lead status. So once I'm trying to create, what happens? This leads belongs to this pipeline. Now I create that lead. Because I make this field as a mandatory, that is why it not allowing to create. So now I created the lead colleague. So I created the pipeline. Where to see the pipeline? Here there is a no pipeline. So the pipeline will be mentioned in the column. But I want to segregate the data based on the pipeline. How to do that? Here there is an option called Kanban view. In the Kanban view, so for by default, I set the pest control pipeline. That is why it's seated on the default pipeline. In the table view, I could see there are around 40 leads. Here I could see only one leads, which means here the pipe leads are listed based on the pipeline. So that whenever I'm trying to change the pipeline, all the leads which is belongs to that pipeline will be visible here. Okay, sir. So based on that, I can move the leads to another stage, which means I want to move the shake to follow up. So just like that, I can drag the leads to follow up. So, and also if I want to go for the another pipeline, just now we created a new pipeline called lead call it. The call is sitting under the new lead stages. So I want to follow up this lead. Right now I receive the new lead, then I go for the details page. So once I go for the details page, here I could see all the details which is belongs to that lead. Within that, I can create a visit, task, I can add locations. For example, I assign this lead to my sales engineer. So here there is an option to assign a leads to a sales engineer. There is an option called assign to. For example, I assign this to person Iqbal. After that, updates changes. What happens? The notification will be sent to my salesperson. After that, he could see the new lead is arrived. So based on that, he started to follow up the leads. So for example, In the view details, once he visited the location of the customer, he can fetch the location of the customer. But right now, if I'm trying to add a new location, what happens? It asks us to add the location. In his mobile applications, it automatically fetches the location. Right now, I'm adding a new location. So just like that, I mentioned what is the location of the belongs to, which is belongs to that office location. After that, I create the location. So once I create the location, just like that, we can create a multiple locations. Maybe the first time we met at some other place, or we can met at later the correct place. So that I need to add all the location in the location part. After that, whenever my sales engineer goes to the lead belongs to that, he go for a visit. If he want to make sure anything, then he can be able to create a task for himself, or else we can assign a task. So, for example, I want to say that call it please a follow up the client. Procurement. After that, I need to select the locations which we already added under the location. That is where the location is populating here. Here the task order is already populated, and then when have to follow the task. So I ask him to follow the task on tomorrow, then the start time, and then the due date, end time. Then I selected the priority. After that, I need to assign this task to Iqbal so that he can follow up the leads and also the task. The start is yet to start. And then finally, I create that a task. What happens? The notification will be sent to the salesperson. He can follow up the leads. After that, so for example, in his mobile, he follow up the leads. He want to add a comments about the leads. So that here is a comment section. So whatever he discussed with the client, then he can add the comments here. Third. So let's set a follow. I added the comment. After that, I can set the follow up for the leads. So here I want to create a new follower. Then I select the date on 23rd at 10 a.m. So once I select the time, then I need to select these two things. I want to receive the notification, follow-up notification based on the in-app notification and also the email. In-app notification is since we have a bell icon on top right side. In this bell icon, I could see all the follow-ups. So whatever the follow-ups we created, all the reminders will be available in the follow-ups. So here what happens? Finally, he follow up the customer. So I want to move the leads to follow. After that, at some point, the follow-ups moves to in progress. Then I create the stages. Based on that, we need to click the stages. So every time Mr. Iqbal follow up the lead, he can move the stages one by one. So finally, after the in progress, he need to provide the estimation. Within the in progress, I need to send my service engineer to inspect the place. For that, I can create the services. Here there is an option to create a service for the leads. So once I click the job, I need to click add job. After that, I need to provide the location, then select the business unit. Here, I need to select the service part, which is like inspection. Then the priority. After that, I need to mention the title. So just like that, I added the titles. After that, I need to assign this service to my service engineer. So that I select the person like a service engineer. After that, I need to select the date when the client is approved to take a survey of this place. So for example, here the client want to agree to come on today, then I select the date and time. So once I select the time, after that, I need to select the technician. Here, I didn't select the end date and end time. What happens? I have a column called estimated time, which means if I didn't assign the due date and due time, it automatically calculates the due date and due time based on the hours we provided. So finally, if I'm trying to create a job, what happens? The jobs will be created and also the notification also be sent to the both customer and also the technician. So the customer will, for example, if we integrate the WhatsApp and the email, in the both things, customer receive the notification in email and also the WhatsApp. For my technician, they will receive the push notification in his mobile app and also that in-app message in his account. Okay. So here there is a column called checklist. How to assign a checklist to my service engineer for this corresponding job. So for example, I want to create a checklist for the every inspection, which means every inspection, I want to create a new checklist. So for that, we are keeping have a settings called form builder. Within the form builder, we can create a checklist. Sir, please stop me if you have any doubts, sir.
No, we're good so far.
Okay, sir. So here we have a call form builder. Within the form builder, we can create a multiple checklist. So once we created the checklist, we need to assign this checklist to corresponding model. So how to create a checklist? Here there is a new form. I want to create an inspection checklist. So I name the form name as inspection checklist. And once a form name is created, after that I need to assign the fields. Survey place. So here I select the drop down, just like that. Office, home, and then just like that I want to create as much as fields, sir. Sir, could you please give a minute, sir? I will take the call.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good, sir.
Yes, that when we are downloading, no?
Yes, I assigned a service to, so for that, for the checklist, I need to create the field like a survey place. And also if I want to add a multiple fields, then I can add the multiple fields here. So just like that, I need to create the checklist first. After that, I need to assign this checklist to corresponding model so that I can see the checklist from the service model. Here, I created the new checklist like inspection checklist. Now, I'm going to assign this checklist from the drop down. So for that, I select the checklist here. There is a no checklist is showing like an inspection checklist. I could see in the drop down, there is a name of no inspection checklist. So for that, we need to enable this checklist to the corresponding model. For that, I need to click this three dot. After that, the settings. In the settings, I need to turn on the job model. So once I turn on this, enable this model, here, I could see the inspection checklist. So once I assign this checklist to the job, if I turn on this option, what happens without providing the checklist, my service engineer couldn't able to complete the job. Now I click create job. So what happens once I click the create job, the notifications will be sent to the customer and also the service engineer. So as that I'm going to the inspection also be completed. Once I go into the details, my service engineer providing all the details which is related to my job. So he said that the chemical requires something. Then finally, I'm going to provide a quotation for this job. So for that, I need to go for the quotation. In that quotation, I want to send a quotation to the customer. So before that, I need to move this leads to estimation. Yes, sir.
Sorry, on the checklist that you created for the job,
Yes, sir.
so once it's received by the technician,
Yes,
you
sir.
won't be able to finish that job without submitting or going through the checklist, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we need to say that this is a mandatory thing we need to submit. So, for
Correct.
example, whenever trying to create a service, there is a field called checklist. So once I select the checklist, I need to turn on this option, sir, so that once I turn on this option, what happens without providing the checklist, he can't able to complete the checklist. If I turn off this option, what happens? He can able to complete the job without providing clicking the checklist.
Right. So on the job in itself, because later on that's one of our concern because we have some sort of a template that we use as a service acknowledgement, something that we want to incorporate on the app,
Yes, sir.
so that whenever a job is done, it needs to be signed by our customers.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Obviously, we have an option to keep a to get a acknowledgement from the customer. In mobile application, we always having option to get acknowledgement, sir. So for those things, also make it as a mandatory. There we have options in the settings, futures. So for example, I want to make them as a mandatory. What are the things I can able to make it as a mandatory? Before images, after images, notes, signature. So here in the job management settings, we have an option called, so ensure the technicians captures upload media before starting the job. If I turn on this option, what happens? Without providing the images, he can't able to complete the job.
Okay.
So just like that, we need to enable all the options. Here, there is a capture signature, custom signature. Then I need to turn on this option. So, okay, without that, he can't be able to complete the job.
And then the add-on form, right?
Yes, sir. I will show you, sir. I will show you definitely. Right now, I turn on this option, see what happens, how to complete the job. And also, here also I created a new service along with the checklist, and also I enabled the mandatory option. Finally, I update the changes. So assume that this job also completed. I'm going to provide an estimation to the customer. Okay, sir. So for that, here we have an option called quotation. Within the quotation, I need to create a quotation for the customer. So that I move the quotation to estimation to estimation lead stages. So here I'm going to create a new quotation. So in the quotation, I need two things. One is like tax headings. Another thing is a parts and services. Here there are the two menus, which is like a parts and services, and also here the tax settings is available. Once I click the tax settings, here I click the new tax. After that, I added the name GST 18%. Click the associate tax. With whatever the tax we had, sir. If I want to associate tax, then I can split out the tax just like that. In India, it will be the SGST. Sorry, the name is like a GST. We want to split out the tax like a SGST and also the CGST. Just like that, you can split out the taxes, associate taxes. We can create the tax along with the associate tax. Finally, I click the create tax. So what happens whenever I create the taxes? So now for the creating the quotation, I need parts and services. Here, I rename the parts and services inventory so that I'm going for the inventory. Here, I need to add all the inventory items within the inventory model. So, for example, whenever my service engineer trying to complete the job, I want to track all the products. So for that, I need to mention all the items here. So I click the new item. Within that, we have an item type. In the item type, I show like a service, inventory, bundle item, non-inventory. Whatever the services we are providing, we need to track all the services here. Whatever the items which is inventory item, we need to track all the inventory items here. So right now, I added the inventory items here. So I name like, for example, mouse pad. Okay, sir. Here I can select the category and also the SKU. So where we select the category, here, if as I told you earlier, every model has a settings. So here, inventory settings. Within the inventory settings, there is an option to create the category. Here, category management. Once I click the category management, here I need to add all the category. Then I can assign the category to the specific product. So I already created the multiple categories. Now I'm going to assign this category to the product. So for example, this is assume that for gender under the general pest control, I added the mouse pad. So I need to add the description. For that, I'm adding some description for the product. So here I added some rough content in the description, and then I selected task. Just now I created the task. So whatever the tax we added, all the tax list will be displayed here. So from that, I added the tax and also the initial stock quantity. How much stock quantity we had in that warehouse? Around 100, and also the base UF, which means the units, piece, pack, and which we can say whatever the units we have, we may say like that. For example, here I select as a piece. After that, when the quantity comes under 5, I need to remind through email or the in-app notification. So, for example, it is out the 95 products are sold to the customer. Then out of the stock with the 5, we will receive the notification and also the selling price. It's like 50. After that, if I want, I can select the alternative UAM. So instead of providing a piece in the quotation, I can select the pack also. Here, I select the pack 12, which means one pack equal to 12 piece. Okay. After that, I need to select the warehouse. So once I assign this, these are the products are allocated in located in this warehouse. So I selected the warehouse. Finally, I'm going to create the product. So before that, in your account, if you couldn't see the base UAM, then there we have an option called in the settings futures inventory UAM. So once I select the UAM here, I need to enable this UAM first. So once I enabled, I need to create a UAM. So once I click the UAM, I need to provide the UAM code like if it is a letter, I can say like LT. Then I can name the list letter. If I want to provide the abbreviation description, then we can provide. Finally, create the UAM. Then we can assign this UAM to every product based on the units we called. So finally, I'm going to create a new inventory. So once I create the inventory, I may say like we have a settings. So for example, here the quantity adjustment block. In the quantity adjustment block, we can say that whenever the quantity is assigned to a job, that time I want to deduct the product count from the inventory. So if I enable this option, then what happens whenever I try to assign the parts to the job, that time also the it's detect the count from the inventory. Here I could say that adjust the quantity on the job completion from inventory. So once I complete the job, then only the item will be detected from the inventory. So I turned on this option. Here there is another option like an invoice. So once job was completed, after that I generate an invoice for the job. So when the time of generating the invoice only, I need to detect the quantity of the inventory. So that I need to turn on this option. So here based on that, the item will be detected. Now I'm going to create I created the product. So for that lead, I want to create a quotation for that lead. So just now I'm going to the lead. Within the lead, I selected the leads in the which is available in the estimation. After that, I go to the lead details. Within the lead details, I'm going to create a quotation. Just now, I added the inventory in the parts and services. I created the tags in the settings. In the settings, I created the tags. Now, what happens? The customer will be automatically pre-selected because I create the location in the lead model. That is lead model. That is by showing the contact name. After that, I need to enable the location. So here I need to select the location, or I can already select the already added the location. I can pre-select it. After that, I need to provide the expiry date of the quotation so that I can follow up the quotation. Here, if you want to give the reference of that quotation, so for example, I create the quotation after completing the survey, then we can mention the job number here. After that, I need to provide the title. Then here the items, whatever the items which is available in the inventory, all the items will be visible here. Just now I created the mouse pad. So what happens if I select the mouse pad, the price, the tax based on the quantity, the totals will be calculated. Here I select the mouse pad. So once I select the mouse pad, it's by default the product quantities of 1. I want to make them as a 10. After that, what happens? It added the GST along with the total and also the description. Just like that, I can add multiple items. Just give a minute, sir. So other than that, I can able to add multiple items based on that. Right now, adding a one item, I want to add another item. After that, I want to add some chemical names. Here, I added just like that. After that, if I want, I can select the tax. I can, so for example, I selected the tax. If I don't want to add the tax for the product, I simply delete this option. Otherwise, I want to provide a discount for this customer specific. Then I can provide the discount in the two ways. One is like a percentage or a rupees. Here, I can directly provide the, so for example, I want a discount of 20. Here, if I want, I can add the description. Here, if I want to add any notes which is related to that quotation, then I can add the notes here. here there is a terms and condition part. In the terms and condition part, so for example, I want to create a multiple quotation for the multiple services. So based on that, I want to create a multiple terms and services. So once the terms and services set are added in the settings, by using this drop down, I can change the terms and condition based on the quotation we provided. Where to set the terms and condition? As I told you earlier, every settings has an option. Futures, quotation settings. Here, I go for the quotation settings. Then I select the terms and conditions. In that area, I can select the multiple terms and I want to create a multiple terms and conditions. Once it is created, I can easily select the terms and conditions. Based on that, the text will be populated. So for example, if I'm adding the new terms and condition, which means that terms 3, I say like that, and then I want to add the description of the terms and condition. So once I added the terms and condition, then click save. So here, the third terms and condition is added. I want to select these terms and conditions. What happens if I'm trying to select the third term? The terms and conditions will be added automatically. If I want to attach any files which is related to that quotation, I can add the files here. So what happens? Finally, I save the quotation. Here, I want to share quotation to my customer. Yes, sir.
So on this line, we
I-
have.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry. So on this line, we have a template that we follow for proposal or quotation. But of course, it will change based on the customer's name, location, price, amongst other things. So if we upload our template there, will the app recognize the changes that needs to be done on the name, the location? Will it automatically populate that?
So do you want to change the template based on your template, sir? Do you want to organize a template based on your account?
Yeah, so because it comes along with the scope of work, the chemicals that will be used, the amount, all
No,
those.
actually, we have a template builder for that, sir. So we are actually working on the template builder. In the template builder, what you're saying that I want to mention about my job first, and then I want to list out the items. So I want to set a proposal, whatever the jobs we are, what are the services we are providing. After that, I can able to add the data, right, sir? You're saying that a bit.
I can add, or perhaps the system can already capture those data from what we put on the leads. So say we have a lead 1 for customer. So when I send the template for proposal, so say for general pest control, I
Yes, sir.
select that template. It will already capture the information for lead 1. So is that possible?
Sorry, sir. Could you please repeat again?
So say I want to send a quotation or a proposal to so customer 1. They're
Okay,
still on
sir.
the leads, right? So they're still leads. They're not
Yes, sir.
clients yet.
Yes,
So
sir.
if I select the template, so for general pest control,
Okay, sir.
so originally it doesn't have the name of the lead yet, right? But if I select this template under say customer 1, will the app be able to fill out the name, the location based on what we put on the
All right.
system?
Yes, sir. Actually, we have a settings too for that, sir. So here in the lead settings, we need to map the things. So where that customer name should take, there is a lead conversion mapping, right, sir?
Yeah.
So here we need to select the company name. For example, if I add any data in the company field, I can if I select this, then it will take from the name, sir.
Okay.
So you're asking like right now I don't have the customer name, so that if I'm trying to generate a template for that, so I want to add the name within the template, the names which is belongs to the lead, right, sir?
Correct.
Okay. So for that, we need to keep the settings here. Once it is selected, it will take the name from that area, sir.
And how about the address and the price?
The price, everything will be we need to give directly here, sir. So whenever I created the line item, here I can simply edit that area. Within that, I can provide all those items, sir.
Right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
if I
So
want to
everything needs to be.
yes, sir. If I want to add a multiple location, then I can simply delete this option. I can add a multiple locations here also.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not trying to force the app to have it. I'm just asking if it's possible.
Yes,
So
sir.
at this
Actually, for
time,
that,
so at this point, we need to manually do it for now. Okay. Um, can I show you something? Hold on. Uh, can I grab the screen real quick?
yes, sir.
Hold on. I'm trying to look for the form. Survey. Let me just grab the screen real quick, Shahul, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
I just wanna get this question out of my bucket list. So
Okay.
say this is a form that we wish to put on. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can see yes.
Okay, of course we can remove all these things, right?
Okay.
But if this is a form that I wish to put on the app, so we have the customer's name, the time started, and so on and so forth, right? So there will be a checklist. What did we do? So this is the initial stage, right? We go to the customer's location to see what kind of infestation they have. Do they have infestation with rat, with termites, or anything else, right?
Yes,
So there's a checklist there. What are the things that we look at? We check in the vicinity. What are the things that we found out? What's the presence of the pest in terms of cockroach, or so on and so forth. So that being said, so there's the name of the technician, the person we assigned the job to, and then there should be an acknowledgement, like a sign off of the customer. So is this something that we can put as a form, so that when we visit the client's location, we this is something that they can fill out on the app and then have the customer sign at the end?
okay. So you are saying that I want to get once the checklist is completed, I want to get the signature from the customer, right, sir?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So for that, I'm suggesting you to create a checklist within the checklist. After that, I need to create a service for that, right, sir? So either I'm going for the inspection for the site, sir, right?
Right. It can be an inspection or it can be a service already for an
Yes, sir.
existing.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Give a minute, sir. Give a minute, sir. That I will clear about your doubt. So for that, we are keeping a signature option in the mobile app, sir.
Yeah, I
So,
did see that. Right.
yes, sir. For once we assign the checklist to the service, after the completing the checklist, I want to get the acknowledgement from the customer. There is an option to get the a signature from the customer, sir. So by
Right.
using this acknowledgement, we can get the signature.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is that put this checklist on the form, right? Edit it, and
Yes,
then
sir.
add it as a form on the job. Make it a
Okay.
requirement, mandatory, right? And then once that's all the discussion is done, we go to the email signature, correct? The e-sign.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's how we're gonna do it. All right, cool. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So here I added the terms and conditions. After that, I trying to save the quotations. So once I save the quotation, here I want to share this quotation to my customer. So right now, whatever the things I did, I'm going to create a new lead. Within the lead, I added the location. After that, I created the task for my service salesperson. Once he create the salesperson is completed, then I assign the inspection to my service person. For that, I'm creating a new job. And then Once everything is okay, once survey is getting completed, I need to create a quotation. So based on that, I move my leads to all the stages. So from the new lead to follow up, and then the in progress, and then the quotation. Now I'm going to provide a quotation. So as per your request, within the quotation, I want to add some proposals before the quotation. Then we have a template, report template builder options. By using this help of report template builder, we can generate our own template. So that still we are working under parts. Right now we are introducing the job model. Still we are introducing this model in a quotation and also the invoice. Once it is getting completed, we can generate our own template along with the proposals. So you're saying that first 2 pages, the proposals will be there. After that, the items, chemicals, whatever the list prices we have to mention. Just like that, the quotation we're expecting, right, sir?
So that's where we edit from the report template, right?
Yes, sir. Right now, we are still working on that quotation and invoice. Once it is getting completed, sure, I will inform you, and also we will help you to create a template for you, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Now what happens? I want to share this quotation to my customer. Either I can share the quotation to by the two ways, like I directly send the email to my customer. Other than that, I can copy that link. So for example, sorry. So here there is option to share option. By using the share option, I can copy the link. So by using this, I can paste the link here. So once I paste the link, the customer, once he clicked the link, he could see the quotation just like that the user. So what happens? Either he can accept the quotation or decline the quotation, or he can directly download the quotation by using this download option. Now I click the accept option. So whether the customer is okay with the quotation, then finally he put the signature and then click submit. What happens here? The quotation status is not open. So still the quotation status is an open. Once I customers putting the signature, the status will be changed to accepted. Okay, sir. The status will be changed to accepted. By using this accepted, I can convert this quotation to invoice. So, for example, in some customers, they can call directly or to us the quotation was okay. At that time, I can directly change the status from the drop down itself. Now, what happens? Whenever the status is accepted, I can, using this option, I can convert this code to invoice. So by clicking this option, I can directly convert this code to quotation. Okay, sir.
If we manually change the quotation to say accepted, any option to put a remark how it was accepted? So say, was it a call? Was it an email? Just so we can, we can be kept honest why it's being manually
Yes, sir.
changed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can, sir. In the lead option,
Mhm.
whenever I'm opening the lead, there is a comment section within the lead, sir. Here, there is a comment section. We can say whatever the things we collected about the information about the leads, we can add all the informations in the comment. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you have any doubts, sir? Okay, okay, okay. The quotation was already accepted. Either I will share you that in the chat box. So this is right now the template will be sent to the customer. Once the generated report template builder is completed, we can generate the quotation invoice based on our own template. Once it is getting completed, we can change the template format, sir. Right now, the quotation will be sent under our template. So once the report template completed, we can generate the template by own, sir. Here, the quotation, accepted by the quotation was accepted by the customer through signature. I added the comment. Whatever the informations we collected, all the informations can be added to directly in the comment section, sir. In quotation, if I go for the details, there we have a comment section also. In that, for if you want to collect specific information which is related to the specific model, there also we can add the comments, sir. So if I want to set a follow for the quotation, then there we have a follow-up option so that we can follow up the customers based on the quotations we provided 2 days back or 3 days back, we can follow up the customer. Now what happens? Customer agreed and finally the lead is getting one. Okay, sir. So the customer is getting approved. After that, we need to convert this customer as a we need to convert this lead as our customer. So for that, in the overview section, we have an option called convert to customer, which means we can convert the lead to our customer. After that, by clicking this contact our company, this person call it will move to contact model. Then finally, I click convert. What happens? This customer, this lead will be converted as a customer. So here the status will be converted. After that, when I go for the contact, here I could see the colleague name in the list. So I already added the location for the contact so that if I go for the contact details, I could see the details of whatever the things we added in the lead, the location, and also the file mobile number, everything will be converted to the customer. Now what happens here? The real part starts. So the customer, we are while converting the lead, we are putting some agreements to the customer. If we have any files which is related to that customer, then we can add files under here. Sir, give a minute. கால் பண்ணுங்க. அதே மாதிரி எடுக்கலன்னா அஸ்வினிக்கு ஃபோன் பண்ணி பண்ண சொல்லுங்க. Sir, here once a customer is converted, we can start the real process for the customer. Now, I want to assign a service for my customer. For that, I need to go for the job model. So here in the job model, so the customers can be added in the two model. Either one is directly under the contact or a company. In the company, every commercial customers, we need to add all the customers under the company, every individual customers. So for example, the residential customers could be added under the contact model. There is a difference between the contact and company. In the company, while adding the company, I could add the company name first, email, mobile number, and then I can add the contact and also the locations. Give a minute, sir. So there is a difference between the contact and company. In the contact, we can add only the multiple locations for the customer. Here we can add multiple contacts and also the multiple location. So for example, let's say the company name is a KFC. Within the KFC has a multiple branches, so that I can add all the branches. We may have a multiple contact person, so that I added all the contact person and also added all the locations. So finally, I created a company. So here now I converted the colleague as a contact so that the colleague is available in the contact list. So now I'm going to provide a service for the colleague. So this is like a general service, which means I'm going to provide a general service first. After that, I'm going to convert them as an AMC. So for that, now I'm going to create a service for the customer. I'm going to the job model. After that, I click add job. So once I click the add job, I need to select the name. So which means I want to select the colleague name here. Here I select the colleague. Then I select the contact. After that, here still now he didn't put any AMC or asset. Asset means whatever the equipments. Right now in our organization, we are providing only the service. So asset will not suit for us. We are going to provide only the AMC. Here I select the job location. After that, I need to mention the service, gender first control service. Here, these fields are customizable. What happens? I want to change the service type based on our organization. For that, I'm going for the future model and then the job settings. Here, I already told that we can't customize a field type. We can change the field label, but we can't customize a field type. In custom fields, we can change the field type and also the field name here, but whatever the fields comes as drop down, we can provide the option here. I can add a new service type. Once it is getting added, I could see the service type from the drop down. So I select the service type. After that, the priority, then I need to provide the service name. Yes, sir.
So on the service type, we can select multiple, right?
I know, sir. Actually, in the service type, this is like a if you want to select multiple service, then we can keep a custom field, sir. You want to say that what are the services we are going to provide the customers. For example, termite service and service. Just type of services I need to mention in the job. You are asking about that, right, sir?
Right.
Okay, so for that we can create a custom fields for that, sir. In the service type, we can create only one type, one services. So why we are keeping the service type means in the service type I can say that this is a general instant service or a AMC service. This type of service I can mention in the service type, sir. So for mentioning the service type, services name, I can create the custom fields. So for example, I added the field. Once I added the field, I can say that services. Then I can select the multi-select drop-down. Within that, I may say like I want to provide a and service. And then, so once I added the option, after that I can, whatever the options we had, we need to list all the options like a rod and service. So now I can select the services from the custom fields we created, sir. More so, my service engineer will know that these are the services the customer is requesting. Okay, sir. Once I
Yeah, that's
provide,
good.
okay, sir. Once I provide the title, after that I added the description. Here, if I want to attach any files which is related to that job, then I can attach the files here. After that, here I added the estimated hours, where I can change the estimated hours. So normally I could say some most of the jobs are completed within 4 hours. So I want to change this estimated time to 4 hours. So how can I change this default time to 4 hours? Here in the settings, job futures, job settings, there we have an option to change the estimated time. Here we have a option called estimated time. Within that, I can say all the jobs will be, most of the jobs in our organization, most of the jobs will take 4 hours. Other than that, some jobs are taking more over 16 hours or 8 hours. We can directly assign the end date and end time. But some jobs are request only the 4 hours. So for that, I change the global time as a 4 hours. Here, if I select the start date and then the start time. So what happens if I didn't provide the end date and end time? The hours will be calculated based on that, put the end date and end time. So for example, my job will take 6 hours or 8 hours, so that I can directly put the end date and then I can assign the time. So I don't want to put the end date and end time, but the jobs need to be calculated for 8 hours. Then we can change the 8 hours here. Then the job will be put a date and end it and end time. Now I assign the technician. So for example, for this job, we already created the teams in the user menu. In the user and team menu, we created one service team, right, sir? So I want to select the service team by global. Then select the service team. Then this job will be assigned to all the persons who are in the service team. So finally, I want to assign a checklist. This like inspection checklist. Once I added the checklist, I need to turn on this option so that I can able to say that this checklist is a mandatory thing. You need to submit that before completing the job. Here, there is a block called times and cost tracking, which means while performing the job, after completing the job, we need to mention whatever the parts we used in the customer place. Okay, so that whenever my service engineer using the parts in the customer place, he need to add all the parts in the parts area so that we can generate the invoice for the customer. So finally, I click the create job. What happens? The jobs will be created accordingly. So here I created a job for Khalid along with some informations. But as I told you earlier, by using this add filter, we can segregate all the data. So for example, I want to list out the jobs which is going to happen today. So by using the start date, I can list out the jobs which is going to happen today. So for that, if I want to select the single date, then I need to double click on the date. If I select the single select, then the dates will be selected along with the vary. So for example, if I want to select the 20th date alone, then I need to double click the date. So I click apply, then whatever the jobs which is assigned today, all the jobs will be listed here. So by using this export option, I can simply export the data. Okay, sir. So just like that, we can filter out the data by using the filter. Here, other than that, I want to filter out the jobs based on the technician name. Here, I want to filter out the jobs which is assigned to Iqbal. Click apply. Then all the jobs will be displayed here, which is assigned to Iqbal. There is an assign section. Here, there is an assignee column. In the assignee column, I could see the name of the person who is assigned to the job. Here, there is a person name assigned to all the jobs which is assigned to Iqbal. Here, there is a service team. In the service team, the Iqbal also be available. That is why the job is showing here. So I want to see whatever the job still yet to be scheduled, which means for that in the due date. Once I select the due date, I can see yet to schedule option from the drop down. Once I click apply, whatever the jobs which is yet to be assigned, then those jobs will be listed here. So just like that, we can filter out the jobs and also we can segregate the data based on that using the filter. Now, I want to create an AMC for the customer. So I would say that whatever we agreed on the customer, we are going to provide the termite service or ATT service or a rodent service. These type of services we are agreed to the customer. Then I want to create an AMC for the customer. How to create an AMC for the customer? For that, we need to click that AMC part, then click the new AMC, and then I need to select the customer first. First I need to provide the title. After that, I need to select the customer. Then the title will be AMC 2026 to 2027. I name it as a GPC, General Pest Control Service. After that, I select the contact. So the contact name is a Khalid. Then select the contact. Here, I select the AMC type. Then now, as of now, we didn't provide any asset. Right now, we are providing only the services. So once I select the services, here, all the services will be listed out here. So for that, I need to select the services because I already added all the services in the parts and services block. That is why all the services are showing here. Here, ant control, the cockroach control. So these are the services I agreed with the customer to going to provide in the AMC. Then I need to select the AMC period, which is started from first and which is going to end on 2027 31st. Sorry, 30th of May. So I'm going to provide a AMC services for 1 year. After that, I could say the AMC value will be the 5,000. I may say that I'm going to give a service to this customer around in a year or every month I want to give a job. So for example, every month I want to give a one services for this customer. So for that, 12 services. Number of visits is like a 12 visit. Here, there is an option to set a reminder when the AMC is going to end. We will receive the notification. So on July 31st, sorry, on May of 30, I received the notification. Then I said the May 1st, I want to receive the notification, both email and also the WhatsApp. Then here, if I'm trying to click the create AMC, what happens? The AMC be only created. By using this option, I can schedule the job for the customer also. Here, I select the location, then I click the repetitive jobs. So I could say that I want to provide a job for every month. So for that, I need to select the option here. Here, monthly, then every 1 month. If it is a 4 jobs in a year, then I could select 3. If it is a 1 month, then the every month the job will be created based on the date be provided. So I could say every 25th of month, I need to provide the service. Then the date which we added in the start date, it is automatically getting pre-populated, and then we need to select only the time. Finally, I added a time, then I select the technician name here. So Iqbal is a technician. Then if I want to select the checklist, then what happens? This checklist will be applicable to all the jobs which we are going to create. Now click the save configuration. Finally, now I'm going to create the AMC. What happens? AMCs also be created and also the future jobs also be scheduled for this AMC. Here, the Khalid is a customer. AMC is like 2026 to 27. This is the AMC. One AMC is created. Still, the status is active, which means the AMC is going to end on next year. So that I'm going to see the details of the AMC. Once I getting into the details, I could see the number of visits we are going to provide the customer, the value, AMC type, and also the reminder we set. Everything will be listed here. Whatever the service we say, we agreed. All the services will be listed here. Along with that, we are creating a 12 number of jobs where I could see the jobs for this customer. In the job section, I could see there are 12 jobs which is created for this service. This person, this customer. Then based on the date, every 25th of every month, then the job will be created. So right now I started from 7th of 8th, 9th, 10th. Every jobs will be created of 25th. So for example, on next month, 25th is the Sunday. So usually we are providing giving a holiday on Sunday, so that I can simply select this edit option. I can specifically change the date for the respective job. So rest of the jobs can be happen in the 25th. Maybe it is on a weekdays. That is why we are going to provide. If any jobs is created on any public holiday or on a Sunday, then we can change the date accordingly for the specific job. So what happens? Here we created the AMC and the jobs. Now, if I go for a job, I didn't see any jobs which is related to that AMC. In the job block, I couldn't see any services which is belongs to that AMC. So what happens? Whatever the jobs which is future scheduled, all the jobs will be available in the repetitive jobs, which means once the job is scheduled, all the future jobs will be available in the repetitive jobs. Now, I could say I want to filter the college job. Okay. So for that, I'm going for a filter. Within that, I select the contact name. So once I select the contact, I want to list out the jobs which is belongs to college. So once I select the college, I could see all the jobs which is belongs to the college. Here I could say whatever the jobs which is belongs to 25th of day, all the job is showing here. On the date of arrival, then suppose if it is a 25th day, then this job will be automatically moved to job section. So that I could say that today we have some AMC jobs for the customer. So once the technician is assigned, the notification also be sent to that my service engineer. In his dashboard, he could see whatever the jobs available today. So for example, we can assign a job without a technician. So what happens once we assign the job to the customer without the technician, so on the date of arrival, the job will be available on the top so that we can assign the technician also. So for example, I assign the technician, but I forget about the AMC job for the customer. But what happens in his service engineer's mobile app dashboard, all the jobs which we created for them will be visible to him. Okay, sir.
Yeah, sounds good so far.
Okay, sir. Now what happens here? The job here we have some status for the job, sir. But in the add filter, I want to go for the job. In the job, we have some status. If it is open, still now the job was not yet taken. If it is completed, the job was completed along with some informations before, after, signature, everything is completed along with the job. So, other than that, we have some other status also. So, for that, I click the status. In the status, open, dispatch, which means after the open status, assume that my service engineer taking this job. He need to perform the job by clicking this option, click dispatch, which means he's traveling to the customer place. So that once he click the dispatch, the status will be showing us dispatched. So that we can know that my service engineer is traveling to the customer place. After that, the status will be in progress, which means he is performing the job in the customer place. So there is an option to click the reach destination option. Once he click the reach destination, so that we may know that my service engineer is performing the job in the customer place. After that, either he can complete the job or he can hold the job, or admin can cancel the job also. Okay, by using the status, we can segregate the data. So for example, I click apply. So here, whatever the jobs completed will be listed here. So for example, my person will complete the job. I could see the details of the job. So for that, I'm getting into the details. In the details, I could see the details of the job. So here, when the job was completed, when the job was scheduled, and also along with the before and after images. Here, whatever the images he added in the customer place, all those images will be visible here along with the signature. So once the signature is added in the mobile app, we could see the signature here, sir. And also, if my technician adding any notes, those notes are also be available here. So finally, by using this option, we can generate a report, sir. By using this clicking this option, we can generate a report. Along with that, we can share the report out to my customer. By using this link, we can directly send the report to my customer by the link way. Or if I want to send the email to my customer, by using this option, I can send the report to my customer in the email. Okay, sir. Sir, do you have any doubts in that, sir? Hello. Hello, sir. Okay, okay. I will continue the part. So here, the last part is like a tracking part. In the tracking part, I could see. வராதா வராதுன்னு சொல்லு ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல இருந்து அது வராதுன்னு சொல்லு ஒரு திடீர்னு வந்து ரிப்போர்ட் ஓகே. Yes, sir. So right now, based on the country, we configure the locations will be showing here. So, for example, in your account, if you are trying to log in with the mobile account, the persons will be plotted in the map where they are currently. So, for example, if I'm logging to my mobile, once I click the clock in, I could see the location of myself, sir. I could see where my service engineer currently. Once they clocked in, I can able to track them in the map. I could see all the locations of my service engineer. Okay. So in the timeline, so for example, I want to see what my service engineer will do in the entire day. So for that, I need to select the person name. Once I select the person name, here I could see all the timelines. So for example, there is a person like Iqbal. Iqbal, what he's doing today. All the timelines will be displayed here and also the map view. Once I select the map view, I could see the details of the person in that attendance. So, for example, once he clicked the clock in option in his mobile, so the attendance will be registered here. So, when he clocked in, where the location he clocked in, everything will be tracked. Okay, sir. If we go for a trip, then the kilometers will be tracked here. If we go for a visit, then all the visits will be added, recorded here. If in the trip we could see, so for example, I could say how many kilometers he traveled for a per job, or we can change the tracking in a two ways, full day tracking or a partial tracking. Full day tracking means when the person clocked in until the clock out, all the kilometers will be tracked. If it is a job and trip, whenever he go for a job, that time only we calculated the kilometers. So based on that, we need to set the settings. So here there is a futures in the tracking settings. I could say in the tracking, I want only the full tracking or a only job and trip. Either any options I can enable. So based on that, the kilometers tracking will be happen. Okay, sir. Sir, do you have any doubts? We will move to the technician part in the mobile app, sir. Okay. So I will show you how to perform in the mobile app, how to perform the job in the mobile app. So for that, first we need to install the mobile. So I will share my screen in the mobile app. After that, I will show you how to install that and then how to provide that provision for that app. My mobile screen is visible, sir. Now I'm going to install an app in the Play Store. Just go to the Play Store. After that, I install the app, like a Fieldy productivity app. You just type the Fieldy and then hit enter. Then there is a first app which is like a Fieldy productivity app. Once I click the app, I installed it. Then after getting installation is completed, we may log in through email or a phone number. So if there is a phone number, then there is an option to enter the mobile number. By using this, we can log into that account. After that, once I try to clock in, so now the app is installed. I'm opening this app. So once I open, I can able to log in with the two ways. One is directly through using this mobile email or a mobile number. Now I'm going to log in with my email ID. Then I type the email ID. After that, I can able to sign in with the OTP or a password. So once I enter the password, after that, click sign in. So once I click sign in the dashboard, this is my dashboard screen for my service engineer. In the dashboard, I could see all the jobs which is assigned today. So whatever the jobs which is assigned today, all the jobs will be visible in the dashboard. So here, today is July 20th. That is where the jobs are showing in the dashboard. After that, how to see the existing jobs or a future jobs? There we have a jobs menu. Under the bottom, there is a jobs menu. Within the job section, I could see all the jobs, which means the future jobs, the existing current jobs, everything will be displayed in the jobs. I can able to filter out the data. So, for example, I want to filter out the jobs which is belongs to the 20th date. So, for that, I can use a start date. Simply select the date of 20, then click save. So, once I click the apply, the jobs which is belongs to the 20th date will be visible here. And also, I want to see only the jobs which is completed, not the open. So once I click the complete, then click save, apply. So whatever the jobs completed on 20th day, then the job only visible here. Okay, just like that, we can use the filters and we could see all the jobs here. Now I'm going to the dashboard. In the dashboard, I want to take the jobs based on the priority. So for example, my admin said this is an emergency job. I need to take this first. So that I select this job. So once I select this job and then click accept, which means I'm taking this job. After that, I'm trying to click the dispatch option. What says it says please clock in to dispatch the job. So that I need to go for the dashboard. Once I need to click clock in. So this is the first time when I'm trying to click the clock in, I need to provide some informations, which is like click grant access location, click agree, and then permission, location, allow all the time. In every mobile, there is a settings option. There is a setting guide also be available. So when you click the settings guide, here we are saying where to turn on this option. So just to follow the instruction to turn on the option, then I need to disable the battery optimization. Click the permission, battery usage, and then I need to turn on this option. Once I turn on this option, then those also be option also be available. Finally, I need to provide the notification. So I want to click the continue option. After that, I need to click create attendance, which means I started the day. Now I'm going to take the job. So once I click the job, I need to click dispatch, and then do you want to notify this job to related to my customer regarding that your arrival? Yes. If I click yes, then the notifications will be sent to the customer. Then I need to click the reach destination once I reach the customer place. So until that, I can use the view map to put a route to the customer place. After that, so once I reach the customer place, I need to click the reach destination option. So now I reach the destination. After that, this is a job details page where I could add all the details which is belongs to the job. As I told earlier, there is an option to add the images before and after, and also we can add the notes, whatever the things we perform. There in the e-signature, I can get the acknowledgement from the customer, and also in the more option, I want to add a checklist. Then there we have a checklist option. From the checklist, I can enable the data. So once I add a checklist, I can able to complete the job. So for example, I'm trying to complete the job without providing the signature. So once I click the markers complete, it says please add the customer acknowledgement before proceeding, so that I need to add the signature. So once in the settings I turn on this option, that is why it is requesting to put a signature. Now I'm going to take a before images. So then click apply. After that, I want to take another images. Click save. So once I take the before images, I could see all the jobs which is belongs to that. So for example, this image is too blurry. Then I can remove this image. I can add another images also. Imagine I'm partially complete the job. I need to get some formalities to complete the job. So for that, I'm adding the signature. Then I need to get the signature from the customer. Before that, I need to add the checklist. So once I complete the checklist, I created the checklist with only one field. That is why it's showing like that. In your job, you can create a multiple checklist. Once I added the checklist, here in the more option, I could see the audio notes. So for example, my technician couldn't be able to type anything. I can provide the audio notes also. So once I added the audio notes, we can hear the audio and add the notes behalf of the technician. So finally, whatever things we added, all the things will be displayed here. Now I'm going to take a before images so that I can submit the proof of my job to my customer and also my admin. Once the two images are uploaded, it will be getting saved directly into that. Once I added the after images, those images will also be available in the drop down. Finally, I need to get the acknowledgement from the signature. So for example, while adding the signature, the corresponding person is not available. We can get the information about the signature to person. Here, I added the name. After that, I added the number. Finally, I can put the signature here. So click save. The signatures will be added to the job, and then finally I can click the markers complete option. So this is the procedure to complete the job, sir. So finally, I can share this job report to my admin or a service engineer. Here, the status, yes, sir. Oh, yeah. I will share this report. To you. I can share the formal job report to you. How it looks like. I shared in the WhatsApp group. Can you check how the report will look like? Okay. Okay, no problem. I'll share it. Hello. மேம் நான் உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்றேன் அந்த ஒரு மீட்டிங் வந்து மேடம் மீட்டிங் நான் பண்றேன் சரி மேம் நான் பண்றேன் ஓகே எஸ் சார் வெயிட் அண்ட் Yeah, right. Sir, in the chat box, there is a no option to attach the PDF, sir. That is why I'm checking for the link. I shared the PDF directly in the WhatsApp for that report sample. Here, we are adding only the text in the chat box. That is why I'm looking for the report link, sir. Okay. Give a minute, sir. I will try to share this link to you. Okay, sir. I will, in your account, you can try and share the report to download, sir. You can directly download the report from your account, sir. Sir, do you have any doubts on how to? This is the way that my service engineer will complete the job. Other than that, do you have any doubts in that, sir? Hello, sir.
I'm good so far. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So please go through your account, and then if you have any doubts, and then you can ask me, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am at the WhatsApp group, sir.
So please bear with us in the next couple of days because we'll
Yes,
be trying out most of these features, right? And then there will be a lot of questions that will be coming in. We'll try to filter them as much as we could based on what we have trained today.
Okay,
But
sir.
in case something falls into the crack, something that we cannot answer, then we'll definitely reach out to the WhatsApp GT. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you. Do you have anything for us? Some critical reminders, something that we should not do on the app.
Okay.
Any reminders for us, Shahul?
Sorry, sir.
Do you have any reminders for us in using the app? Something that you commonly see for first time users? Something that we should remember.
So you're expecting that? Is there any reminder?
Yeah, for first time users, something that we shouldn't do on the app, or otherwise it will crash, or anything of that sort.
No. Actually, I shared the document for that, sir. Follow the document. You can use it at any time, sir.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm good. Tol, you have anything, Laling?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
you, sir.
you for the time.
Have a nice day, sir. Thank you for your time, sir.